Jackie from Bronx Baubles, and I'm super duper excited to bring you another interesting video. This is part 2 of my recent vintage costume jewelry video in reference to beautiful storage containers, magnificent boxes, beautiful, fabulous jewelry boxes, and everything related to storing your vintage custom jewelry. And I'm going to show you a couple of different ways of how I store my jewelry in my New York City abode. So if this is something that interests you and this is your jam, then this is your video to watch. So without further delay, let's get this video started. So before we get started, I want to share with you this amazing charm necklace from Zara. Zara sometimes comes out with these really beautiful, amazing pieces of jewelry. This happens to be 2 different charm sets that I bought with matching bracelets, and I just love charms. I love charms necklace in all different shapes, ways, and forms. One of my favorite forms of jewelry. So this is from Zara. I'm so glad you decided to watch this video. You know, for most of you know, I live in Bronx, New York, and you know, New York living is a little bit unique in that we live in small, tight spaces. Real estate is at a premium here, and so there's very little space that you can waste in a New York City apartment. So we have to be really creative and very strategic on how we store our collectibles. And you know, thankfully, jewelry doesn't take up a lot of space. However, if you have a collection as vast as the collection that I have, trust and believe that you have to find really creative spaces and places to store your jewelry. So I'll be sharing some of these with you in a series of videos that I will be uploading to my YouTube channel. And so one of the first containers I want to show you, and you know, I always look for these containers at the thrift store, and a couple of you have told me that you're going to start looking for them at the thrift store. So I started to get a little scared, because that means these containers are going to be going and flying right out of the thrift stores. But here's a beautiful container, and it goes with the color motif of my bedroom. And in this container, let's take a look at what I have in here. And can you believe how many bangles and pieces of jewelry that this container stores? I have different types of bangles. Look at this. It's just a beautiful treasure trove. Every time I open up these containers, I gotta put some of this down. So here is a couple more, and I just keep, you know, it's like opening up Mary Poppins' bag. But look how beautiful these bangles are. And what I love about containers like this is that they store these delicate bangles without, you know, them falling. Because I have so many bangles, they sometimes fall off the shelves. And then look at this one here. Look at all the beautiful studs on this. The worst thing of this is that these diamonds will fall off and diminish the value of this piece. I'm actually gonna set this one aside because I'm gonna bag it so that if any of it does fall off, it'll stay in the baggie. And that's a good trick for you guys. Jewelry like this, if you're storing them in containers, you should probably bag them up so that the diamond studs, if they fall off, you have a way of putting them back. So I'm gonna put this to the side and bag it up before I put it back in the container. Now here is another unusual container. You see, I first started storing my jewelry in my bedroom. And then when my bedroom began to overflow with jewelry, I decided that I needed to use my other spaces in my apartment. And one of the spaces I started to use was my living room. And so here is a beautiful container that I placed on one of the tabletops in my living room. And it looks like, you know, just a fabulous piece of Chinese porcelain. And it has this beautiful reindeer on it. I didn't even notice that before. I just love the color of it. But inside this fabulous container is, let's take a look, see. Look at this. this gorgeous, gorgeous blue glass bib necklace. And what a fabulous way to store it. And here's the thing. Anytime I'm looking for that blue necklace, I know exactly where it's at. It's in the blue porcelain storage container. And so this is something that I could probably put a couple more pieces in here. Probably I have several different bibs like this one in different colors, and I'll probably put them in here. So in New York, you have to use all your spaces, and so I'm using my living room. Here is another box. I showed this in one of my other previous videos. I love this box because it reminds me of a treasure chest, like a pirate treasure chest, like a pirate treasure chest. Ugh. Let me say that again, like a pirate's treasure chest. Okay, here we go. Anyway, so this is, it has this beautiful, beautiful latch, and it has this gorgeous gold design, swirly design. But I was really, really clever about this one. I decided to put my initials, J-O-R. And so I actually put this here myself, and it personalized it. And that's something that you should really think about doing with some of your pieces, is personalizing it. So let's take a look. I'm gonna turn it around this way. Look at the inside. It has this beautiful, beautiful gold, and in it, I actually put this bag, this blue bag with this fabulous embroidery of silver bugle beads with this. Look at this amazing tassel. And that's something else you can look out for in thrift stores. And I've purchased several of these bags, and I showed one other bag in my last video, and I'll show you more in future videos. But what I love about this bag is that it's blue and that it matches, and it just elevates this jewelry collection to a whole other level. But in this bag, let's open it up, is one of my most fabulous finds, and that is my blue and white porcelain jewelry collection. Look at this fabulousness. Oh my gosh, I just love it. And here's a couple more. Look at this. Every time I find that blue and white, I just buy it up. If it's the right price, of course, because these things are starting to get more and more overpriced by the minute. And here's two fabulous bangles. I hope to find one more because I love things in threes for some crazy, crazy reason. So here is my fabulous blue and white porcelain necklace collection and bangles. And this is something that you could display anywhere in your house, in your apartment, in your bedroom, anywhere. You could put it in a nice little cabinet, and it just creates this amazing look. Here is a way that you can display your jewelry anywhere around your house. Now I want to bring your attention to this amazing jewelry box. Now I couldn't believe my eyes when I spotted this at the thrift store for $2.99, and I thought it would be a great way to display my cuff collection. And look at how fabulous this looks. And I was so surprised. I mean, I don't even know what originally went in this box. I could only imagine perhaps maybe an Asian sword or something like that. But this is what I use it now, to house my fabulous cuffs. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful way to put your jewelry in a very secure container. And look at it, even has this pillow padding on here to protect your jewels. And especially something like this big, beautiful gemstone that's here. And look at this is a nice, gorgeous prong set rhinestone, and this container just has it just beautifully. So my only concern was I wasn't sure if it was going to be the right size, but I looked at this and I knew this is about the circumference of a bangle. Now some bangles are bigger, some are less bigger. Cuffs happen to be a little bit smaller and snug to your wrist, and so they fit perfectly in this fabulous container. $2.99 at the thrift store. So keep your eyes open for things like this. Don't pass them up. I'm almost embarrassed to show you this next container. Not because of where I found it, which happens to be in the dumpster. Now let me clarify that for you a little bit, because you guys were amazed at some of the other stuff that I find at the dumpsters. I keep my eyes open every different way that possible, looking for fabulous ways to store my jewelry. I found this in the dumpster. The dumpster happens to be in my building downstairs. All the residents who have things that they want to release from their apartment, they bring it downstairs and they line it up against the wall. And you know, by the next day, if there's anything there that you want to take, you grab it. The rest will get tossed out, or some of the staff would probably take it if it's good stuff. And they have a lot of good stuff now. You guys know I have a bad bunny, Miss Pamela. Bad Bunny Pamela is just, I love her so much, but she is such a destructive animal. My bunny happens to be a free roaming bunny, and for the most part, she's really, really wonderful. She's a fabulous companion. She's bonded with me and my kitty, and she's absolutely 100% litter trained. Actually, the Lila cat taught her how to use the litter. And so I let her free roam. But one of the things that she's destructive with is anything to do with like cardboardy stuff, including these boxes. So I had this in pristine shape when I picked it up from the dumpster. The other night I had it pulled out so that I can do this video, and Bad Bunny went to town on it. So here is a container that I found dumpster diving in my building. And Bad Bunny went to town on it. Look at this. It's an embarrassment. But I still wanted to show you because it is important for you to keep your eyes open. This is a Galloway leather, and I think a belt went in here. But look what I have in here instead. I have this fabulous enamel bangle collection, and doesn't it look amazing? Doesn't it look fabulous? All the different rainbow colors, and you can easily see which bangle you want just by opening the lid, and it's just utter beauty. And so I love this container so much that I think I'm just gonna, you know, put some wrapping paper here and get this fixed up, because I really do love this container, and it's so unique and hard to find that it's probably worth repairing it and keeping it away from Bad Bunny. She's lucky I love her. Also, I make a rabbit stew with her. I can't even say that with a straight face. I love that Nana so much. Anyway, let's get back to these storage containers. So here is another hat box. I absolutely love these hat boxes. It's very similar to this one. This one's a little taller and it's more like a silo, and this one is more like a miniature size hat box. And in here is where I keep a lot of my headbands. I've had a couple of you ask me about these headbands. You know, these are great for like rainy hair days, you know. So and these headbands are very specific brand that I buy mostly. They call it Nam Josh, and they make these incredible headbands in all different colors with these, you know, embellishments, and I just truly love them so much. But I also have different ones in here too, and so I just like to put them in here because it helps keep the shape of the band. I just love this container for these headbands because look at this, it's pristine. Now, as I shared with you before, I think like hair ornaments and things like that, the accessories like purses and belts and hair clips, that's all part of the whole jewelry family to me as far as I'm concerned. This is a perfect box. I would rather have my headband in a gorgeous, you know, paper box vintage like this than in a bag, you know, in my dresser. So look out for these boxes, not only for your jewelry, but for your hair accessories, belts, anything like that. The other things you should really consider when you're at the thrift store is looking for boxes in those bags that they usually have in the back of the store or hanging up on the shelves in baggies and things like that. Sometimes they have them laid out in the shelving, but I look out for these name brand boxes, and I have several name brand boxes that I bought at the thrift store. This one happens to be Juicy Couture, but I found Louis Vuitton boxes, I found Hermes boxes, Chanel boxes. I found all different types of boxes that I'll be showing you in another video. But here is one of the boxes that I found, and I just love it because of this beautiful blushy pink, and this is from Juicy Couture. And for a lot of you, you probably know that I collect Juicy Couture charms, and they're super duper hard to collect, and they're super duper expensive these days too. But I have this amazing video. It's an oldie but a goodie video, and I'm thinking of updating that video. And that video has all my charms, and I've since bought several more. Here is another Juicy Couture box. There's nothing, ooh, I forgot I had this bracelet in here. Look at this, guys. I forgot this bracelet was in here temporarily. This is a beautiful, beautiful, it almost gives me an Art Deco feel. Fabulous colors, really, really nice. I think this is fabulous. Don't pass up finding these boxes in the wild. One of the last things I want to share with you is, you know, my friends know that I do this. It's my passion. My friends know that I love costume jewelry and that I store it all over my house when they visit. And you know, I've got comments about people saying, you know, aren't you afraid that somebody will take your jewelry? Well, that's always a possibility, but I love my friends so much. I trust them, and I have never, ever, ever lost any of my jewelry to anyone. So until that ever happens, I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing. And so I have fabulous friends, and what they do is they give me boxes that they think that I might like and use. And one of them is this box right here. This is a lemon basil lotion that my good friend Antonella gave me recently. Matter of fact, she gave me this last weekend. She bought the lotion and she says, why don't you take the box? I know you keep it for your jewelry. You could probably put some nice pieces of jewelry in there. So I got this fabulous box from my good friend Antonella, who recently gifted it to me because she knows what I do. And I love that. I love people sharing the things that they have. And also, you know, I think they also love the idea that their stuff is going into good use. This here is a box my other friend gave me, and this was a box that she had her note cards in. And she thought that the outside of the box was so beautiful that she thought maybe I could use it for a piece of jewelry. And she's absolutely right. I can totally use this for my jewelry. So I love that my friends give me these boxes and they think of me. And last but not least, this is a box that my friend from work, he gave us all French macaroons in this beautiful, beautiful container. He went to Paris, and on his trip back, he thought of us and brought us 2 different boxes of macaroons. This is one of them. And the fabulous things about this box is the beautiful, beautiful pastelli. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of the Marie Antoinette, the Sofia Coppola movie. And why get rid of and throw out these boxes when they can be recycled and reused? This is a perfect size container for pieces of jewelry. So I'll be recycling this box. This is from La Dorerie Paris. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Here is the second box from that Parisian macaron. Is famous in London, and they even have a store here in New York. I haven't been to the New York store. I've been actually to the one in Paris myself. So look at this. And what I love so much about this box is after I clean it up, because we had a feast on the candy that was in here, and this was last week, it has all these little individual containers for beautiful things like big earrings and cufflinks and brooches that are this size. So this is a great display box. So I'm definitely going to recycle this one after I clean it up a little bit. So look at these Parisian boxes. And if I didn't salvage them, they would have run right into the dumpster. And so I love it that I can get to recycle these boxes. And so my friends, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Again, this is going to be a series because I got a lot more ways to display and store jewelries that I'm going to be sharing with you. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video as much as I do putting it together. Please, please, please hit that subscribe button. But most important, you guys know how much I love your comments. I read and write to every single person who sends me a comment. And I do so because I just love, love, love corresponding and connecting with the people in my tribe. And so please leave me a comment. Tell me which one of these display storage boxes and containers and all this fabulousness, which one is your favorite? But most important, if you have a unique way that you store your jewelry, send that on over to me. Perhaps I'll add you to my next video. So with that, mucho, mucho amor and lots of love. Mwah! Mwah! Hola familia! If you like my content and want to be part of this vintage costume jewelry tribe, don't forget to hit subscribe, like, and leave me a comment. Love to hear from all of you. Ciao!